Why did my partner 30 meters leave town while I 31F was being induced for labor? I will firstly say, my partner's brother's 8-month-old baby just died the following night to me being induced. We were contemplating if he should go. He was feeling extremely bad because yes, it's his closest younger brother's baby that was brain dead and suddenly passed away. We packed for the hospital. He dropped me off and said he's going out of town 4 hours away. That first night I spent the night alone in the hospital. We spoke on the phone. He generously asked his friends and some family to visit me. The next day I heard, and my partner told me. After being induced, everyone in my partner's immediate family told him to come back home to me. He went out of state, about 4-hour travel, to see his brother. I was a bit embarrassed. He actually did come back the next morning. I was about 18 hours in and spent 3 days before my emergency C-section. My mother was pretty upset, to say the least. She told me I should be cussing him out. I mean, she was furious. I'm glad he went to go support his brother. But the fact everyone was telling him to go back home and be in the hospital with me and he wouldn't go for like 6 hours later has me kind of furious, to say the least. Also, I felt it wasn't fair. One was coming into the world and another had left. I won't say it's life, not heartless like that. I'm kind of mad though he left because he could have missed the birth of his firstborn, the one he had acted for. But luckily he hadn't. But I'm still wondering why he had left that night. TL. Doctor. My boyfriend of 3 years left me to go be by his brother's side when they are all out of state while I'm in labor and his nephew was brain dead. My partner didn't see his brother until the morning of. Apparently, I know everyone is going through a hard time, but I was in the hospital alone going to have his baby, the one he asked for. I was feeling pretty unappreciated, but then again it's his brother and 8-month-old nephew. After looking at your post history, I'm really worried that you're experiencing postpartum psychosis. Please see a doctor immediately. This is an emergency. I'll be honest and say I snooped through your post history. I think you need to see a medical professional and/or psychologist ASAP. You're sounding a lot like me when I'm going through a manic episode, and it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. You don't want to run the risk of it getting to the point you think about or even do something you regret. Mania is not a light matter and can even lead to you harming yourself, your boyfriend, or your baby. The stress of the new baby is only going to make it worse with the lack of sleep and constant crying. Please get help and feel better. So he left you to go support his bro, but didn't see his bro for several hours after he got there? I don't get this. What did he do while he was back home for several hours? Sleep and then drive back after his mom threatened to whoop his butt? Seems weird. Obviously, you were okay, which is great, but what if things had gone south? He wouldn't have been there to sign consent forms or make emergency decisions. You start out by saying, we were contemplating if he should go. So that sounds like you guys talked about it. What did you say? How did that conversation go? Did you give him your blessing and then regret it after? Or did he go even though you asked him to stay? Personally, I would say husband should stay with pregnant wife during induction. But from your post it kind of sounds like you agreed to him going. And it didn't occur to you that you didn't want him to until after he was gone. If that is the case, you can't blame him. You made a post 13 days ago saying you wanted to leave him. He might have been overcome with all the emotions that happen when facing death and a new life. I think I, in his place, would have been beside myself, not thinking clearly, and clueless about what the right thing to do was. There is no good answer here. He was at the birth, probably in a real bad emotional state. His brother lost his baby. Would he lose yours? Emergency C-section? He could have lost you. Tell your mom to drop this. You have a healthy baby. Focus on a future of love and joy. Don't be surprised if he is over-vigilant with the baby or terrified. What a tough situation for everyone involved. There's no right answers or right feelings for those mourning the loss of a baby. Your mom needs more empathy and is just wrong in stirring the pot. She's not being helpful to anyone. Frankly, I wonder if she's toxic. Try to focus on the fact that he was there to see your child be born. What an impossible, horrible situation for everyone. I think he deserves a pass. Talk about a Sophie's choice. I think this is one of those situations where your hurt and pain is valid. But you sit on it quietly. BC at the end of the day. Your lives will continue unchanged by your husband almost missing the birth. If you allow yourself to move on, while his brother had a loss that is the absolute worst a human being can experience, and he will never be whole again. This was a tragic situation all around. Your mother is actually making everything worse. She had no emotional connection to your partner's family, so she doesn't care what was happening emotionally for your partner. I feel like there's no right answer here. I know that you likely would have felt better having him at your side. But I think he was torn and didn't know what to do. You needed him. His brother needed him. You said that you two were contemplating the situation before you went to the hospital. I feel like that was your time to speak up and let your feelings be heard, that you really wanted and needed him at your side. Why did you not do that? He didn't miss the birth of the child, which is something that should be considered. He went to support his brother who just lost a baby that came into the world 8 months ago. That's really painful. I feel like your mom is being really unfair and stirring the pot at a very delicate time. It's entirely unnecessary. Either way, partner can't win here. He made sure you weren't alone. Everyone handles grief differently. This is a no-win situation here. Your partner's infant nibbling died suddenly. That's a huge thing. He didn't drop you for a party or a night out, but to go be with his family, support them, and maybe even process his own grief. If you didn't want him to go, then you needed to say so. But there is no winning here. No right answer. I'm glad he made it back in time for his own child's birth. But your mom needs to chill out. A baby died, and I'm sure you both have a lot of mixed feelings about it because you now have a newborn yourself. I can't imagine being so close to someone who lost their infant while you're literally hours away from bringing one to life yourself. I honestly think this situation had no right or wrong answer. I don't think you should worry about what families say. Your mom is protecting you. He's protecting his brother. I hope you are both very gentle with yourselves while you continue dealing with the death of a child family member while raising your new baby. This could easily cause some major anxiety, mental health issues for both you and your husband and your family. Oh, honey, you are going through a lot and should be shown every kindness and given support. I know you are seeking treatment, which is honestly impressive. Many people would be too tired and overwhelmed to advocate for themselves in your situation. But you're doing it. I hope that fills you with pride. Because it should. Please keep it. There was no way for him to win here. He was in an impossible position, and y'all did the most healthy thing you could. You made a decision together. As a team. I'm a mom, so I understand how your mom felt. That said, please don't let her reaction influence your feelings. You made a decision together. So you need to stand by that choice. And stand by him. Having read your post history, you and your man have some actual problems you need to work out. There's no need to go looking for, or allow others to create, any imaginary ones. I wish you nothing but the best and congratulations on becoming a mother. You have every right to be angry, upset, but are you actually angry, upset, or are you only feeling that because everybody around you is telling you to feel that way? It kind of seems like you're mad about the what-ifs. He didn't miss the birth. According to your post, that's what is upsetting you, that he could have missed it. He didn't. He's the one best prepared to answer this. But honestly, I would just put it down to grief and panic. A terrible thing happened. An amazing thing was happening. He was feeling such a conflicting array of guilt and excitement. It's no wonder he wasn't thinking rationally. In the end, he came back. I would personally let it go after having a conversation about it if he's been supportive of you since. People don't always make good choices when reeling in shock and grief. Be gentle with each other, and congratulations on the new family member. My advice: seek professional psychological help for yourself and maybe couples counseling. If not, just outright leaving the guy if he's as bad as you've said. Your mom should not be furious, nor should she be talking negatively about your partner. Where's her empathy and compassion? She has a healthy grandchild and daughter. Your partner found himself in an emotionally wrought situation, but he returned to your side and was present. Your child should be your focus, not the decision your partner made under intense duress. He returned the next morning. He could have missed the birth, but he didn't. Grief is bespoke. He was torn. Put yourself in his shoes.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.